Oh man, welcome to SCORCH's PFG-TV. And I never even once thought, oh, I wonder what would happen if Tongo started barking in the middle of the podcast. And there you go. I don't know what's going on. I think the chick upstairs, I think, is doing a little wah, wah, wah from what,
Oh,
from what
well,
it's.
does he want a little in on that or something?
I ain't got no idea. Hey, Bob, how are you, brother?
I'm doing all right. How are you, man?
Doing okay. It is a Scorch and B.O.B from 95X in Syracuse. And we're doing another little one of these get-togethers, another little chat. Today, we're going to hit on a few different things, too. One of them, I'm going to tell you something, brother. Maybe it's just because I got spoiled from not having to pay for a concert ticket for the longest time. But there's a big show that comes to this area once a year in the summertime. I wanted to go last night, and I only wanted to go from like 7 o'clock till the end of the show was the final night, you know. So say
Yeah.
7 till maybe 1, so 5 or 6 hours. The concert, that one, they don't prorate your ticket, and they wanted me to pay $150 to go in for like 6 hours. And maybe I'm getting old. Maybe I'm just out of it because, like I said, I ain't paid for a ticket in years. But is that fucking steep? Or is that the way it is now?
Do they do their own ticketing, or are you able to get those on like StubHub or a
I
secondary
don't
market
even
or
know.
anything?
I believe even the secondaries were up there from what I read online. But
Because what I usually do for shows, like if I don't care about the opening band that much,
yeah.
I'll wait in the parking lot till an opening band goes on, go to like StubHub or one of the other secondary markets, and it'll get like a $5 or $10 ticket to the
Yeah, I had friends that went, and I only wanted to go because I really wanted to see Offspring, and Offspring did a tribute to Ozzy, and
Oh, nice.
from what I saw, it looked amazing. So I really would have liked to have seen that, but I refuse to pay that kind of money to see other than for that one band. Basically, I'd have to pay that. Basically, I was paying $150 at that point to go hang out and see Offspring. And at this point in my life, I can't do that. But
No,
yeah,
concerts have become a luxury event. It's at some point like just the average person isn't going to be able to afford tickets.
I don't know how. And I mean, I'm going to correct myself and say I do know how these people save all year long. These people, and I respect the fact that they have what they consider a family. Some of these people have been going back to this show for like 30 years. So I mean, and so they meet each other. They go camping every summer,
Oh,
but
right.
between the campground and the tickets, I mean, every year they have to see the price going up. For let's just say two, and maybe if they bring their kid, they're going to be spending $7,000 for a weekend. You know,
Shoo.
I mean, that's it. Could be less. It may even be more for some. That's just stupid money to me.
Yeah, I
You know.
remember the first concert I ever went to, $7.50. It said right
Yeah.
on the ticket. So,
Yep. A dollar 50. Aerosmith, Cape Cod
oh
Coliseum.
wow, mine was Santana. My dad took me to see them at the
Yeah.
Dome. It was the very first show ever at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse.
Santana played UMass Amherst when I was there in 1981. And I figured, Santana, I think I've seen videos and heard of you partaking in a little ganja.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
yes. So when Santana came to UMass and I did the symbol, yeah, we partook in quite a bit of the ganja, of the cannabi.
You'll
But
love this story with me at this show because I was 11 years old
no
and my
doubt,
dad took me to a Santana show, not probably realizing how much of that there was gonna be, and guy
wow.
next to us had rolled a joint that was bigger than a Cheech and Chong style joint. The thing was like this, dude. I swear, the smoke billowing out of it. My dad looks at that, looks at me, and I said, "Yes, I know what that is."
So your dad was pretty hip then, your dad taking you to a Santana concert, that was pretty hip.
He used to take me to all sorts of shows, man, and I think he ended up liking the music as much or more than I did a lot of times. Like, I'll never forget. He used to wait out. Like, if I had to go to school and tickets were going on sale that morning, he was such a cool dad. He'd go and wait in line
Oh, how
and give us
nice, man.
tickets for the shows and stuff.
Who was that? I remember when I realized once I got into smoking weed and partying and drinking beer and whatnot, because I was never like a huge drinker, as you know. Never been a huge drinker. I don't do, because I don't consider weed a drug. I've never been a big drug guy. I like my weed. But I realized, wow, my dad, I don't think it was my mom. My dad must have been a smoker at one point. This was after he was already out of the house. I saw in a closet in their old bedroom, he had a crate of albums, Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, the essential Jimi Hendrix, uh, comedy albums like Mom's Mabley. you know,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So I
That's
mean,
going way back.
so they must have, yeah, that's way back. Look it up, kids. Ask your grandparents about it. So they must have done their share of partying in their day, but I never really saw my mom. I never saw either one of them really party. Did you ever see your parents party?
No, I mean, I heard stories about it because, I mean, they told me one time. I came back from visiting my grandparents' camp. It's funny, you just had that post
Yeah,
about
yeah,
things you remember about your grandparents' camps and stuff
yeah.
like that, or their houses. So I visited them, and I came back, and I'm sitting there on the couch when I get in. My mom goes, "Are you going to tell him what we did when he was gone?"
Yeah.
And my dad's like, gets this look on his face, like, "Oh boy." Mom's like,
Just
"We
like,
smoke pot." After telling me for years, "Don't do drugs, don't smoke pot." Then they came in and said, but I was never into that stuff. So
yeah, yeah, you
I've
weren't.
never
Yeah,
smoked a cigarette or a joint. So
yeah, yeah. I remember the first time my mom said fuck, and it freaked me out. I remember I remember the first time I actually heard a girl use the word pussy. And that freaked me out because I'm kind of like, me, Bob. I'm kind of like bashful, shy, and deep down inside, I'm bashful, shy, and that was just kind of weird to me. What the fuck did I just chop out? Doesn't make a difference. But yeah, when my the first time I heard a girl use the word pussy like that was there in Syracuse. It was somebody I was seeing at the time, and she mentioned somebody else because you remember the girl. She had a bit of an attitude. She mentioned somebody else had a tainted pussy, and I was like, you know exactly who we're
I
talking
can
about.
see it coming out of her mouth right now. I can see her saying that. I went to high school with her, so I definitely, that's her. That's awesome. I love that.
Oh
Um,
man.
but when a girl uses the C word, then you really know she's mad. You know,
I you
that's
know I actually have that in my book. I have my new upcoming book that's going to be ready. I'm hoping
yeah.
it's called I Came This Close. I'm about 170 something pages in. That's not including the picture section that's going to be at the end. But in the book, when I was at Camp Kingswood, when I was 8 years old, that was the first time I heard anybody use the C word. And I didn't know what the hell it was. They were describing another guy's genitalia in
Oh,
the shower. And I heard the kid say, it's funny because the kid that yelled it out turned out to be a very huge record representative for one of the big record labels. But I heard down the end of the shower, because we had like a shower cabin. I heard down the end of the shower cabin, look at that thing. If it's any smaller, it's going to be a C word. And I didn't know what the fuck it was. And I didn't, that always stuck in my head. And then one day later on in life, I finally heard, oh, wow, is that what that is? So many years ago. I was so naive at the time, Bob, don't you know?
of course. I never was. I mean, I hung out with all older kids, so I heard everything, saw more, and I was in the know on a lot of things younger than I should
Ever
have been.
ever played doctor with anybody when you with
Oh, of course.
did you? Yeah. Had a girl named Claire. She was an English girl. They just moved to the corner of G Street in Hull, Massachusetts. Claire, if you're watching right now, this never really happened. I'm only joking. But yeah, we got popped. We got popped
No.
playing doctor in her shed that she had outside of her house. I
Were you
remember that.
playing that song, "I'm gonna buy me some beers,
I,
stay at home,
yeah,
and
I mean,
stare at my Claire Danes poster"?
no, I was 6 years old at the time. I don't think
You remember that song?
Claire Danes was even born then. Hey, you know what though? Speaking of songs, let me get this ready. I know you're a fan of this band, as am I, and I'm hoping that it comes up. If it doesn't come up, I'll get it ready in a bit. Uh, Her name is Jennifer Finch. She was the
Oh,
bass player for
yeah.
the band, huh? And she passed away. Do you have some experience with the band L7? Tell us.
We used to play them quite a bit when we worked together in radio, and, I remember my favorite songs was a song called "Andres," and, I think I posted it on my Facebook page, as a tribute, but she was just diagnosed with brain cancer, like, less than a
Recently.
month ago.
Yeah, it took her pretty quick. And
It did,
she was a pretty young gal too, and that's kinda scary to think about how quickly, you don't know until you know, and then it's probably too late. I mean, if it took her in a month, when she found out, it was probably, I'm just assuming, but it was probably already too late at that point, would you say?
big time, yeah. That's
That
a shame to hear that. But I saw them in '97 in
Yeah,
Syracuse at the Lost Horizon, and
yeah,
which is a legendary club.
legendary.
Uh, it really is. It was in all sorts of magazines back in the
Oh,
'80s
no, no,
as, like, one of
I'm
the
not
top
joking
5
with you. I'm
clubs.
not just fucking with you. Yeah, the Lost Horizons for any number of reasons, but it's a great a great club. The strip club right next door, Lord only knows. Is
Yeah,
that still there?
it's still there. Both of them are still there. But she wasn't with them on that tour, so it was unfortunate I didn't get a chance to see her with them. But I remember it was a great show, and just the songs are great, and she was part of most of their huge things, so it's just sad, we're losing so many musicians and peers and things like that.
It's
It's
awful, man.
really
It's
sad.
and it's gonna happen more and more as we live more and more. We're gonna see it happening, you know? Why don't we play this if it works? This is L7, Pretend We're Dead on Scorch's PFG-TV. L7, Pretend We're Dead. I didn't realize that. I chose that song to play because that was probably their biggest tune. And then Bob says,
It
"Well,
was.
that's kind
It
of an
was, yeah.
appropriate tune to play." I'm not that clever to figure out to do that, but still such a great sounding tune.
It was
From
definitely their most commercial hit for sure, and if
Yeah,
people
no
know
doubt,
them, that's the song they know. Like, if they know nothing else from them,
no doubt.
that's what they would know.
Jennifer Finch passed away from L7 the other day, so I'm very sad. Scorch's PFG-TV. I've got I've got B.O.B. from 95X in Syracuse, New York. What's happening, man? How's your summer going so far? Things going okay?
It's going well. I've seen a lot of decent shows. Last night I went out to Darien Lake. You'll probably
Mhm.
scoff at this, but saw Motley Crue, Tesla, and Extreme.
How was Extreme?
Very solid, very tight. I didn't like the song listing though, but you're from Boston. Did you see them when they were called The Dream? Did you
Yes,
happen to
that's
get to see them?
yes. Actually, we used to hang out. The whole story about them, I got to put that in the book. Jeez, thank you. The story about the band Extreme. We were hanging out on the seawall in Hull, Massachusetts, and these guys were called The Dream, and
Yeah,
we used to see them all the time. They lost a few members, and they gained a few members, and they said, "Hey, we are the X Dream," thus the name
yeah,
Extreme. Yep. So there
yeah.
you go.
They were
They were-
fantastic. They're a bunch of great musicians, and I didn't like the set list. I loved the first album
yeah.
so much. Porno Graffiti was the big one with More Than Words and
More than
Wholehearted,
words.
and
More than words
eh,
was a drip producing tune for the gals. Loved
big time.
that. They loved that tune. So the show was good, though.
The show is really good. I'd say musically, Tesla probably stole the show.
Really.
Seriously, yeah, they were really, really good. Motley Crue, they are what they are. People know the rumors out there. Nicky's always admitted that they use help with their live shows and stuff like that. And Vince is coming off of like 3 or 4 strokes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he did not look too good. I will put it this way: he sounded better than he sounded in decades, so that may tell you something is going on there.
Uh-huh.
But
Do you know, if I were to pick, and I hate to say this, you guys don't be pissing at me for saying this. And Bob, I'm going to give you the first choice, and it's my thing. So don't get mad at Bob for his answer. What musician do you think is going to be the next musician to go?
oh man, I hate doing these type of things.
Because I've got a pretty good idea, and I'm wondering if we agree, and if not, I wonder if we will agree with each other's choice. Who do you think?
Oh, you want me to go first on this,
You want
huh?
me to go first? I'll go first.
Yeah, I'd like you to go
Okay.
first because I may agree with it
Excuse me.
right off the
Okay.
get go. I may agree with it.
I think, no offense, but from what I've seen of him lately and heard about him lately, I think Phil Collins is going to be the next to go.
Ah, that's a good bet because he is in really, really bad
Really rough
shape.
shape. What would you think?
Um, Phil's a good choice. I think it's going to be a surprise. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
somebody younger that we're not expecting. Um, well, you want me to just throw a name out there? I don't want to curse
No, you don't.
like
Yeah.
Danhausen. You
Yeah.
are cursed.
We'll talk
I
about
don't
him in
wanna
a
do
second, for
that.
Christ's sakes. That has no place. I know you love him, and that has no
I
place
love
in pro wrestling. So I want to talk about some more concerts, though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about I mean, I know you don't work for the company anymore, but let's talk about the K Rockathons, because in their day, I mean, the K Rockathons were the best fucking concert. That meant summertime to so many people, and summers just aren't the same anymore without them. Butthole Surfers the first year, Peppa.
That
Uh,
was the one I didn't go to. I didn't go there the first year. I wasn't working for the company. I came along just before number 2. There you had a show called the Buzz Fest at the state fairgrounds, and I
yeah,
started the day of that event.
uh,
So
that was I don't even remember who played that one. 1997 was the year. Well, let's go back though. Toadies was there the first year.
Yep.
And I thought Stabbing Westwood was there the same year as Toadies, but Stabbing Westwood was there the infamous Blink 182 year.
I've always liked Stabbing Westward, good band.
They're a really good band.
The
Third Eye
the
Blind,
bands that were there, you know what I mean? It was just a happening, so
Smash
there's
Mouth was
always
there.
something happening. Ooh.
Uh, this was a great lineup, and it's amazing that this lineup would have led into no. This would have been after Woodstock '99, Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit, Seven Dust, and Power Man 5000. I mean, phew, do you tell me? Okay, now tell me that's not a power lineup.
That is.
Who was running the station? Was it Abby running the station back then?
I think so. I
Good
think
for you,
so.
Abby. See, you did some good work. Just kidding, sweetie. 2000, the Foo Fighters, where they were scheduled. I don't think they actually played it.
Yeah. No, they didn't play. Dave Grohl had a family reunion that he
Yeah,
forgot about. Like, you
yeah.
don't plan for those things ahead of time. Probably didn't wanna spend the day in Syracuse, New York, unfortunately, like
I
rock star,
th-
you know.
I think that this might be the last one that I remember doing, which was 2002 with POD Puddle of Mud, Mushroom Head, a Filter, and a Seven Dust. I think that was the last one I remember doing.
That was in Oswego. That
Yep.
was, the no beer year.
I remember it was really shitty weather out too, if I remember correctly.
What they did was, they combined the local bazooka tour that
Yeah,
was going on, and, I had a horrible experience with a Mushroom Head for that whole thing because I was coordinating the bands to go back and do their interviews, and for some reason, the camper was really far away from where the bands were
yeah,
because it
I
wasn't
remember
our
that.
normal venue. It
Yeah,
wasn't our normal
yeah,
venue,
yeah.
and they wanted, like, golf carts or trams
I remember
to
that.
take everybody, and it's like a nine-piece band, and they wanted them and their management to all get rides, and I'm like, "We can fit 3 on this golf cart." And the guy was really mad. Our tour manager was mad. He was like, "Well, we're not gonna do it then." And I go, "Sorry, I guess you're not." You know, I
So if you had to think back to all the K-Rockathons that you attended, what one performance would you think really stands out in your head as probably, holy fuck, these people were into that? Let's see if we match up on this.
like, you can't believe, like, they weren't a good band and
No, no,
you were
no,
like,
no.
people were going nuts
They
for
could
'em?
be a good band. They might not have been a good band, but
Oh,
I'm just saying, what set or
I'm a little
what
set the
band,
parameters here, man,
what
'cause
band
I can
really
go
just
anywhere.
really blew you away, and what band really blew the people away the most? Because I've got one in mind, and I think once again, I bet you'll agree with this too. What do you think, though?
You know who really blew people away that I was shocked about because it was just so far removed from a lot of the stuff that we brought. I thought Violent Femmes
Yeah,
really, really put on a fantastic show, and the crowd was so into them.
and they only knew
Like,
one song, maybe two songs at that
yeah,
point.
they only knew a couple of songs from
Yeah.
them, and they were into everything, start to finish.
Because I'm going to tell you, I get goosebumps. I have goosebumps now, truly, just thinking about and talking about this. When, look at I do, I'm like popping out goosebumps. When Drowning Pool came out for the encore, okay, and Dave Williams says, "Let the bodies hit the floor." Look at, I'm freaking out. That crowd went fucking nuts.
Oh, that was that was the craziest moment
Yes,
of a
okay.
K-Rockathon for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
no doubt.
without a question. That song was popping then, and I mean, we didn't usually have huge mosh pit areas. We let people do their thing, but that song when that was playing, those people, I mean, it was something. I'm so glad that I was part of it, and he died like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, and, we've got another story about that too, with
Which one?
Drowning Pool. Like, we went it involves another love of ours, wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Remember WrestleMania with The Rock and Hogan in Toronto, and Drowning Pool played there, and they brought us back to their dressing room. Remember that?
I
Drowning
do
Pool and
remember that
Saliva played that year, and it
because
was 2002,
we were friends with
I
both of
think.
them at that point. Saliva,
Yeah,
I became friends with Saliva actually at Lost Horizon. I believe they did an interview at the
yeah.
station, and then they played Lost.
And
Uh,
they were like, "You guys are from Syracuse. We know you." And what are you doing in Toronto? And that whole story involving the Toronto WrestleMania, you got to tell that. That's got to be in your book.
Oh yeah, that's definitely in my book, and I totally spaced on it till you reminded me today. Okay, so we're gonna stop with the bands for now. Since you brought it up, let's segue
I
into
hate to
wrestling.
pivot that quick. We'll always talk about bands because I love music,
We
and
can
there's
go
more to
back to
talk
bands.
about.
Actually,
But
we're gonna do Facebook feedback in a while with the
okay.
question about what band got you into rock music.
Oh yeah, that's a
Okay,
good one. I like
yeah.
that.
So we're gonna do that soon. But Toronto. So Bob and our friend, she was my sidekick at the time, Elisa, and
Yeah.
myself, we got WrestleMania tickets up in Toronto. Been to Toronto millions of times with the radio station. We used to do shit with the Molson people all the time. They sent us in limos, and we did so much shit in Toronto. It was sick.
And we
Never,
went up, Elisa and I went early. We
yeah, you
stayed a
guys went
couple
early.
days
Yep,
before. And for some reason you had something to do back home. You
yep.
couldn't leave until like the morning of or
Ne-
whatever, right?
Never any issues ever. So I'm on my road to Toronto, get into the Canadian area, the QE Expressway, the Queen Elizabeth Highway, the Queen outside of Buffalo. You take that, and you're in Toronto in a couple of hours. No problem. Till you get to the booth, and they say, "Excuse me, sir, would you jump out of your car?" Yeah.
Jeez.
And I'm like, I swear to God, I was not puffing, and I probably hadn't puffed for maybe a couple hours before that because I would have been fucking screwed. They pulled me out of the car. We're going to search your car. And when I say search your car, it's not just like, oh, we'll peek in here and, no, it ain't like that. They tore my car to shreds. Maybe 5.5 hours. Because I remember I called you and Elisa, and you were already at the
Yes,
hotel.
you did.
And I said, I'm going to be a little bit late if I get there at all. If I don't get there, I'm in jail because I'm being detained.
And I
Uh,
thought you were working me the whole time.
yeah, yeah, you thought I was
You
just
know,
giving you
I'm like,
shit.
he's here. He's probably outside. And
Meanwhile, I'm sitting there like this in the fucking room, and the Canadian border going, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck. I hope I don't have anything in my car. Maybe 5 hours later, they came back. Here's your keys. You're all set. Thank you. That's it. I mean, thankfully, there was nothing for them to bust me on, but you ripped my car to shreds, and that's all. Here you go. Thank you. Goodbye. I mean, it
did
was
they
just
give you any explanation at
no,
all?
none at all.
They
None at
don't
all.
need to.
Nope,
They
they
don't
don't
need
need
to.
to. So then I drove to Toronto, and I just remember that the McMahons, the hotel that you and I and Elisa stayed at, the McMahons, if you remember, were staying at that same hotel. Vince McMahon and Linda McMahon and we saw Shane, and we saw Stephanie. Stephanie was she was a little girl back then. It was probably early 2000s, right? You say 2002.
2002.
Yeah.
2002. Yep.
Uh, but I remember as we're talking about it, maybe you remember more vividly than me, but I remember something the people hated because he was a horrible wrestler back then. They hated, and not like hated like, you fucking asshole hated. They were like, boo. Christopher Nowinski. Remember that?
Yeah.
Chris Harvard.
Yep. I
It
do.
might
They
have
always hated Chris Nowinski.
it might have been his first match ever, or his first big match. And I just remember the people just shit on him. It was so bad. But was that not one of the best WrestleMania weekends that you've ever had in Toronto? It was amazing.
The whole weekend. I wish you could have been there like the few days before. I
Yeah.
really wish you could have because I mean, I met a whole bunch of people there that were from Syracuse and stuff, and we went out to the strip clubs up there and everything. Spent way more money than we should have. And let's just say the rules are a little different up there than they are down
Yeah.
here. If you
Good
know
for
what
you,
I'm saying.
Bobby. That's my
But
that's my pal B.O.B. I'm gonna tell
but
you
it was great.
at
It was
WrestleMania in
great.
Boston, the one with where Steve Austin beat Shawn Michaels and
I
Mike
was at
Tyson
that
was there.
one too.
You were
I
at
was
that
at
one.
that one. Yep.
Okay. Because I had like second row seats for that one. It was amazing. $600 a chair, but they let me keep the chair. Uh, that one there, when let me see some because I know my mic is moving because my shirt's so unbuttoned because I'm so sexy.
It was
Uh,
either 98 or 99, right,
I want
for
to
that
say
one?
97, maybe 98.
97, 98. Okay.
Uh, I was driving through Boston because that's home, so I knew where I was going, and we saw these three guys walking through the town, and in downtown, and they were bigger than normal guys. Because you got to understand something, wrestlers, and I'll bring up Dan House again. I bet you even he looks bigger than the average Joe, even though he's small, but he looks bigger than the average small Joe. Because he's a wrestler. But I saw these three guys, or we saw these three guys. I was with the same girl that introduced me to the word tainted pussy.
I can't get tainted pussy out of my head now. Oh, wait, I mean, what?
So we're walking
Forget
through
that.
downtown Boston, and we see these three dudes. Obviously, I said, I bet you those guys are wrestlers. They didn't show up at WrestleMania, but they showed up the following Monday Night Raw. It was Val Venus, Edge, and Christian. And nobody had any idea who they were then, unless you followed them in the indies. But they were just walking through town. And, a month later, none of them would have been able to walk through the town without anybody knowing who the fuck they were because they made it that big. Val right now is a big proponent for the cannabis, if you've ever seen him online now.
Oh, he's turned into a Rob Van Dam
He's
type
a he's a big
proponent.
proponent for the cannabis stuff. Yeah. What do you remember the first wrestling match that not the one you went to live, but what wrestling match did you see on TV
It was
that
at my
you?
grandparents' house. Oh,
Me
go
too.
ahead.
Okay. No, I was going to
Sure.
say same thing. Yep.
At
That
my
you.
grandparents' house, and they had one of those big old, well, it was, I shouldn't say big old, a tiny little TV up on a shelf. And my dad sat down and started watching wrestling. And I heard my grandfather go, "Oh, that phony baloney." Right. And it was Andre the Giant was in the match. That's all I remember because he became my favorite like immediately. But my dad explained to me the work aspect. Even back then in the 70s, he explained to me the work aspect of wrestling. The outcomes are predetermined.
Yeah.
And there it was.
It still pisses me off when they say fake because
Yeah.
we
The F
all
word should never be mentioned.
we all hurt
The
really
F word
badly.
is
It's definitely not fake. Staged, rehearsed, perhaps, but fake it definitely isn't. The
it takes more talent to do that, to not hurt somebody on purpose, than it does
mhm.
to go out and beat the shit out of somebody.
The first match I remember seeing that got me into wrestling was a tag team, and for some reason though I don't remember who they were facing. But the tag team was Chief Jay Strongbow and Sonny King was this
Oh,
guy's
wow.
name. Okay, a bald black guy, big, looked like Hawk from Spencer for Hire. Looked just
Oh,
like him.
okay.
Yeah, looked just like him. And they were the tag team champions for a while. So, and I started seeing Chief Jay Strongbow showing up more on television. Excuse me. Then the thing that really got me hooked, I thought maybe we talked about this, maybe we didn't. The thing that really got me hooked was what I consider the very first storyline that I remember in wrestling. One day, all of a sudden, Captain Lou Albano, my idol, came out with a cast on his arm. And every week, what the hell happened to you, Lou Albano? Well, damn it, that renegade, that big, huge giant held my arm, and that renegade Indian took a 2x4 and broke my arm in 50 pieces. And he was wearing this cast for week after week after week after month after month after month. And do you remember this at all? I mean, you were probably not even, what year were you born?
I know. I was born in 70.
Okay,
So
this is 73, 74.
I was
Uh,
about 6 or 7 when I saw my first match on
okay,
TV. So
this thing,
before
so
my
Chief Jay Strongbow was fighting Iron Mike McCord was his name. And I think we did talk about this, but I don't mind bringing it up because people sometimes miss shit. He turned into Austin Idol. is the guy that he turned into now.
Yeah.
And also, his real name is Mike McCord, I believe, and he wrestled as Iron Mike McCord. He was wrestling Chief Jay Strongbow. Chief Jay Strongbow throws Iron Mike McCord into the ropes. Mike McCord comes off. Chief Jay Strongbow puts him in the sleeper hold. Mike McCord's flailing his arms and flailing his arms. All of a sudden, Captain Lou Albano jumped in through the middle rope, slipped off that cast, and just started beating the piss out of Chief Jay Strongbow with the cast. I mean, obviously now I know, unless it was done the hard way, in which case Lou Albano would have been in jail. I know that Strongbow gigged it, you know, and Strongbow was a bloody mess. And I'll never forget it. Tony Gurria and Dean Ho were the tag team champions then. And they came out, oh my God, Vince McMahon, oh my God, guys, help Jay Strongbow. And you heard Jay Strongbow yelling on camera back then, God damn that Albano, God damn you. And that really struck me as fucking weird for wrestling back then, but I was hooked after then. And then I saw the Grand Wizard. And the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, if you don't know who his name is, Ernie Roth. He passed away passed away young at 55 years old. I met him through a sports radio talk show that was in the same building when I was interning in Boston at WCOZ. He used to be on a show called The Sports Huddle on WHTH with another guy named Eddie Endelman, who just passed away. Anyway, the Grand Wizard. And I looked this up and I haven't been able to find anything, and I haven't been able to find anything. I finally found confirmation about it the other day. There used to be a guy named Stan the Man Stasiak. Do you remember Stan
Oh yeah, I
Stasiak?
remember
Okay.
Stasiak. Did he do the heart punch?
Did the heart punch.
Yeah.
One day they're doing the interview after the matches because they used to do, and you remember this, they did 2 matches. Then Vince McMahon in his mustard yellow jacket doing an interview outside the ropes on the floor, and then they'll go back to the wrestler. Well, they were doing an interview with Stan the Man Stasiak. And Vince McMahon says, Wizard, now I know that taped fist is loaded. I know it's loaded. I saw something fall out of it. I saw a 50-cent piece fall out of it. And the Grand Wizard looks and says, McMahon, because you remember the way he talked? McMahon. He looked at it, he says, McMahon, you and your shitty ideas. Right. And that made it, and nope, there's no tape of it, no nothing. I finally saw that. I researched and researched and researched. Finally said, I guess he said something, McMahon, you have nothing but shitty ideas. But I remember as McMahon, you and your shitty ideas. But that kind of that was just some of the strangest stuff.
Like somebody had to have kept that in the final broadcast as a rib.
Something, yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be something they would definitely X out, because he's basically saying that was a shitty gimmick or a shitty angle to have a 50-cent piece. What's a 50-cent piece going to do to somebody, right?
Oh, man. And then we had Kowalski. Poor Kowalski, because Kowalski, his toupee. I'm going to write this down quick to put in my book, for my wrestling book, my book later on. About
I used to go to Kowalski's when my friend Derek was training.
Yeah,
Zachary Springate III.
I had Kowalski hated me really badly for a long time because we were at the school training and I didn't see him behind me, and I fell out behind the rope. Piff! There goes the tube.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't like that. And then, excuse me, then one day he showed up on TV in a mask. You remember that half mask that
Yes,
he used to load, and that was just because basically his hairpiece was he was going bald, or he was not using his hairpiece at that point. But I was never really into good guys. Were you a good guy liker?
Originally when I first started liking it, Andre was my first favorite.
Yeah.
I became a fan of the heels, and Roddy Piper became my all-time favorite. To me, the best things in wrestling was him hitting Snuka with that coconut in Piper's pit.
That was without a doubt. Yes.
And I would be cheering him at live house shows at the War Memorial in Syracuse, and people would be throwing stuff at me, swearing in my face, these old ladies, how dare you cheer for that guy? But I mean, and I really hated Hulk Hogan
Yeah, horrible.
As the American made Hulk Hogan. I
Hulk
like
Hogan
the
back in the day
with
was,
Fred Blassie
yeah,
and the white trunks and the top.
with the chest thing on the hair on his chest in like a
That
T or
was
something.
great.
Yeah, he
But
was.
when the American made thing came in, I immediately was like, "What is the?"
Oh
And
man, oh that was Dusty Rhodes. But the I'm a real American. That whole thing, that was
yeah,
just
that wasn't even his song. That
yeah. That
song
was
was on the first wrestling album for
the
the
Barry
what the
Windham, Mike
U.S.
Rotundo.
Express.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no
you know,
question about it. Uh, I remember in 1975, I was in the basement of my Aunt Judy's house because that's where they kept me. And and wrestling came on, and they say coming up today we're going to have this, and they have the debut of this new tag team called the Valiant Brothers. Handsome Jimmy and Luscious Johnny. I'll tell you what, man. 1975, December something of 1975, just amazing. Those guys back then, the Valiant Brothers, were the balls, man.
there were three. Jerry Valiant too, right?
Jerry, but I didn't really dig Jerry. Jerry was, who else I really liked in this? I mean, I've always been a heel guy. I thought this guy was amongst the best of all time. I don't know if he gets the credit that I think he deserves, and that would be the Magnificent Morocco.
Oh, Morocco never gets the credit. He could teach anybody how to cut a promo. You watch him for an hour and you're trained in
Morocco
promo
was
cutting.
was just the best, and some of the biggest shoulders. I mean, that guy was just fucking huge.
His matches with Snuka were just bloody and brutal.
Do
Man,
you
they
know?
were great.
And they really they did a number. I mean, if you saw Snooker's head, I mean, surprisingly, Morocco's head doesn't look that bad considering. If you look of the people from the day, Snooker's head, the Butcher for Sean. Look at Abdullah the Butcher's head.
Abdullah is the look what he used to do. After every hit, he'd go.
Oh yeah,
You could
just
see him in the ring doing this openly, like he had the gimmick. Let's just put it that way, like in
there's
tape on his fingers, and he would just boom, boom.
There's
Eh,
some really bad videos out that you can just see. Captain Lou Albano was notorious for like he'd get hit. You could just see him. Hey, jeez. Uh, I remember when I was doing the marathon for meals, one of my events that I did. I was in Albany at the time. I had a video of Bob Orton against Bruno Sammartino in a cage match. Bruno threw and Ed Levine. I remember Ed Levine getting sick from seeing this. Bruno threw Bob Orton into the cage. Bob Orton comes off the cage, and as he's coming off, you can see his forearm like tense, and he's like and just gigs himself, and the blood is just gushing. And you slip up sometimes.
you go a little too deep.
You go a little too
Sometimes.
deep.
What I
Uh,
didn't like is when wrestlers used to like try to mask it, and they'd put half their body under the apron, and they'd come out and they'd be all bloody.
yeah,
Look,
and you
I mean,
knew.
because I was in the know, but I got the Wrestling Observer newsletters when they were on paper in ink
Yes.
that was this thin. And Dave Meltzer takes so much shit from people. But let me tell you something, all the marks that became smart marks, or whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
they have him to thank for breaking open the business. And a
It
lot of
is.
wrestlers hate him for doing that and everything, but there needed to be a legitimate wrestling journalist. And he may not have been the first, I don't know, but he was by far the biggest and most respected. And to see the crap he gets just for maybe liking AEW and being their cheerleader too much. I don't like when people crap on Meltzer, man. If you were back in the 80s, the mid 80s, reading that newsletter that came
Mhm.
and looking at it, just, oh my God, that happened. Oh, the Sheik and Duggan are feuding and they got arrested in New Jersey, smoking pot together in a car, you know, stuff like that.
It was okay. You got excited to see that.
And it didn't make you hate wrestling
No.
because it was staged. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you realized I'm even more of a part of this now.
At that
I
point,
want to see how it's going to play out.
once you saw the sheets, yeah, you wanted to see the outcome, and you didn't care. You wanted to see how that outcome was going to happen.
And
Yes,
you would see what he got wrong too, because there were a lot. And back in the day, there were people that reported to him and they'd report wrong information on
just to get
purpose.
him. Yeah.
Yes, there were people inside that would do that. So
Do you remember the first wrestling behind the scene tell all thing that when what's his name Eddie Mansfield showed how you gig, he showed all the moves and whatnot, and I mean, but
I'll never forget it.
yep, he was pissed off at wrestling then. He
Yeah.
claims that he wasn't the first one that did. He just claims that he just continued, and I forgot who he said was the first one that opened it up. But have you ever watched any of the Dark Side of the Ring episodes?
I just got done watching the triple episode of Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, isn't that a good
The new one
episode?
from the new wow, man. Jarrett really put himself out there for this thing. And the fact that TNA is still going, it may not be the same entity it was, but wow, the stuff that he went through with Dixie
If
Carter and
that
that
doesn't
whole
make
thing.
people dislike Dixie Carter, right? I mean, she and you can see it on A&E or wherever it is, but she
It's on
did.
YouTube. They actually A and Vice put it on
Oh,
YouTube,
oh,
and
it's on Vice. Yeah.
I only thought they'd put one episode to get you to want to watch all of them, you know.
Uh,
But they put all 3 episodes up, so they're on YouTube right now.
wow. Hey, Bob, you know what? Well, I'm going to play another tune in a second. Let's talk more about wrestling first because this is fun.
Sure,
What other? I saw Tony Atlas' Dark Side of the Ring. Did you see that one?
I did. Yes,
And except for the fact he's been through hell. And you know, Tony and I have been friends for a long time. I've done a lot of work with him. You've
and
done work with him
he,
with me.
he's done 2 CW stuff. And as a matter of fact, in a lot of big interviews, he's worn 2 CW shirts. I
Is
tune in, I watch him, and there he is in our shirt, and I'm going, "Wow, that's amazing."
is his career really worthy of a Dark Side of the Ring episode, or is it because he had such a fucked up personal life? You know, I mean, he was first. They were the first black tag team champions, African American tag
Yeah,
team
I'd say
champions.
his career deserves it.
Really, see,
Yeah,
I don't think it
I would.
does. Yeah.
I would.
Uh, the episodes on Herb Abrams from the UWF. Did you see that one?
Yes, that
Cocaine.
was destined to fail at the beginning. I mean,
Herb Abrams,
everybody knew that
cocaine
was
and
gonna.
hookers was basically that's all that episode was about, cocaine and hookers. And
But Dark Side of the Ring is some of the best wrestling
without a doubt,
journalism that's out there.
on that
The plane
episode,
ride from hell. Remember that?
the UWF episode, I saw Sonny Beach. Like Herb Abrams gave Sonny
I
Beach a
remember
chance.
him.
And no
He
offense,
gave him a chance to lead the company,
and no
to be the
offense,
man, and there's no reason.
but but you know, Sonny Beach, love you, brother. I worked with Sonny Beach with the Savoldis in the ICW, but yeah, I'm like to him and who was the other one that they another long blonde haired kid that they wanted to run the company, and it was just come on, yeah, that was destined to fail. The episode on the Sheik, have you ever seen that one? The
Oh, of
orig-
course.
the original
Of course,
Sheik.
yeah. And
And
it was a lot about Sabu too.
yeah, it was a lot about
Being
Sabu. It was really cool though to see some of the stuff that she did, and to know
he
that
was
he stayed in character.
yeah, he was a legitimately scary person. When I first went to a convention and he was there, he had this gigantic knife or a sword. It was a saber,
Uh,
and he would have it next to him. And somebody would come up to him and ask him for an autograph, and he'd go bing with it right on the table, like he'd stare at you. He was always in character, that guy, and he was the first real vicious heel, like the bloodthirsty, like
yeah,
what the sheep herders became, before they got turned into the freaking dumb bushwhackers.
I
The sheep
remember
herders at one
were
time
bloody.
were
Yeah,
brutal in the Mid South region.
wrestling magazines when I first started buying them in like '72 on the
Loved them.
cover. Okay, Inside Wrestling and the Wrestler. Those are the two big
Two of
ones.
my favorites.
Right?
Yeah.
Inside Wrestling and the Wrestler. Bill Apter, I think, was editor of both of them. Um, on the covers, inevitably, you would see Bobo Brazil. You would see a bloody Freddie Blassie, and you would see a bloody Sheik. Sheik with a
Yes.
foreign object in his mouth or his hands. Freddie Blassie usually with a foreign object, with making a face, and Bobo Brazil for whatever reason they always seem to be in. And you know what else I used to love about the wrestling magazines? Seeing their ratings. Remember that they used to have in the magazines? They used to
I
have
loved them. That was my favorite part.
WWF, AWA, NWA, tag teams. They had managers. They had girls. They had them all listed. Those are some good days, man.
Do you remember in the programs that you would buy at WWF shows back in the day? Like they would say Intercontinental Champion, WWF Champion Bob Backlund, and on top of that, it would say NWA World Champion, like Harley Race or Ric Flair. Like they would put that right in the WWF. I have a couple of those, and
Oh,
I'm just like, wow, like there was one time I guess they were considered affiliated.
at one point,
And,
yeah, at one
you
point.
know,
Probably the bloodiest match I ever saw live would have been 1975, maybe. It was Bruno Sammartino and superstar Billy Graham at the Boston Garden. And when I tell you that was just, I have me and my uncle Aaron, rest his soul. He used to take me to the wrestling matches. Aaron was a big stucker. He was a big boy. I remember him jumping up and challenging superstar Billy Graham at the match. But man, it was just a bloodbath. And I think that wrestling needs that again. I do.
it needs
It.
blood.
I mean,
And
not
AEW does it. They
yeah,
have
but
women.
overdo it. You know,
They have women's matches that are hardcore, and they gimmick
you don't think that it's overdone in AEW though?
a little bit. Yeah, I'll
I
give you
mean,
that. For
no
sure.
offense. You see
I'll give you that
Moxley,
for
you know
sure.
it's going to bleed. You see a certain
I'm
fall.
not a Moxley fan,
You know,
so
you
I
see a
never have
certain
been.
fall. You know they're going to bleed. You know, if it's a certain time of the month, you know the girls are going to bleed. I mean, it's just certain.
Yeah,
Hey, Bob, check out
I'm
this band. Go ahead. What?
I'm upset Tony Storm's gone, man. I just started really getting into her. She was phenomenal.
She was a great talker, but so what was her gig? Was her gig? Because I came in the middle of. Was she a lesbian girl? Was that her gig?
Uh they left it to the imagination. I think more on the bisexual tip is what they were kind of hinting at
Because she
because
was always
she did
talking
a
about
couple
lick and
of moves.
snatch, and she's always
Yes.
talking about.
And she did a couple of moves where like she would get in there and do the, you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you watch the match, you can see her hold her up for a tombstone pile
Yes,
driver
yes, and put
and
him.
yes. Yes. So but I just
AEW,
think the whole AEW, but the whole gimmick of her like being timeless and being like one of those throwback like a Marilyn
Yeah, yeah,
Monroe era
yeah,
actress, and when she comes out the screen goes black and white and
yeah,
all. You can't duplicate that live, obviously,
yeah.
but to do it like the production wise, I think she was onto something. And I don't even know the real reason that she's out right now. I don't know if they've come forward with it. There's been a lot of speculation of like a
Yeah, I
pregnancy or
heard
an addiction
pregnancy, yeah.
problem or something like that. I just hope she gets back there because she was really making it fun again and
I
stuff.
I
And
heard
I've
I heard she was opening a swing club in Syracuse. Hey, Bob, check out this band. This band,
yeah.
they're from Wisconsin. They're actually a really good band. They just started following the Facebook page the other day, so I
Oh,
think they're
cool.
gonna enjoy. I think they're gonna enjoy the fact we're featuring them. The band is called Left of Reason. This song is called Randall Cobb. Left of Reason. I
Huh.
think you're gonna like this. It's on Scorch's PFG-TV. What you thinking, man?
Very nice, very nice.
Not
Named
good.
after a football player, a wide receiver that played for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, there you go. You
That's
looked that up.
Randall Cobb is.
I was wondering what you were looking at. Yeah.
No, I knew he was a football player. I wanted to know exactly what position he played because
It's
I wasn't positive. I'm not a Packers fan. So
no, it's
sorry to all your Wisconsin fans. But I live in New York and I don't like any of the New York teams either.
yeah, it's football. I'm not a big, huge football fan. So, I'm looking at the Facebook feedback question that we were talking about because
Yeah.
we've just been cruising. We're cooking on this thing today, brother. What band really got you into rock music, Bob? What do you say?
It's Kiss. It's as simple as that. I was a radio listener, and disco was the thing at the time that everybody was listening to. And at one time, we were listening to a bunch of records. I was about 8 years old, 7, 8 years old, in a kid's bedroom. We're listening to all these records. Yeah, this is cool. A guy's like, "You got to hear Kiss. You won't listen to any of this stuff ever again once you heard Kiss." Next time we got together, he brought over a Kiss album. And after the first song, I was like, sign me up, joined the Kiss Army, had my parents buy me all the Kiss stuff, the belt buckles, the pants, the shoes, the everything, the action figures, everything. So Kiss was it. Kiss,
I
Kiss
said
was my gateway to rock and roll.
I said Aerosmith with I believe it was
Nice.
Seasons of Wither was the song that really got me into Aerosmith. But after I posted that, I started thinking, I believe Johnny Winter live doing Boney Maroney was the very
Hmm,
first song. Blues, Edgar Winter's brother, a
yeah.
phenomenal version of that tune live. Brittany says Brittany Fox because her dad tried and failed to spell her name like the band. So Brittany Fox was her band. Uh, Ever hear of Brittany Fox's good band, bad band, band? What do you
Of
think?
course, I've heard of Brittany Fox, and I go back and forth with them as far as
Yeah,
I've seen them a couple times in concert. They were like kind of a knockoff of Cinderella in a way, and they had
yeah,
some
yeah.
things in common with the band. Girls' School was a big one, and Long Way to Love were big fans in the big songs back in the MTV days. But there are a couple of really corny songs that I think like there's a song called "Save the Week" that a friend of mine and I randomly generally make fun of the lyrics to everyone. But overall, I like the band, so I'm not going to really diss them. So yeah, I like them.
Uh, Karen says Bad Company. That's a good one. I have a few Alice in Chains. Rick also says Kiss. He says Kiss Alive 2 was
That's
the
my
one
favorite album.
was one of all time. Yeah.
No, well,
Uh,
my favorite Kiss album
oh, your
is
favorite
Alive.
Kiss album.
Yeah.
Josh says Van Halen. Denise says Black Sabbath. I did get into some old Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath was a classic tune in its day. So Rush. What do you think of Rush, Bob? Kathy says Rush. I've never been a fan.
I meet people that say the same thing you said a lot. As a matter of fact, on the way home from the Motley Crue show last night, guy I went with, we were discussing Rush, and he was like, I've never really been all that into Rush. I've I've liked Rush. I don't like everything that they do, but I like a good portion of it. I've seen them live. Incredible to watch Geddy Lee, a guy fretting a bass, playing keyboards with his feet, and singing at the same time is incredible. Neil Peart is, what can you say about that guy? And the person who has taken his spot, I will say pretty much equally as good.
Yeah.
She is very, very impressive. And a lot of fans at first were like, oh, you're going to get a female to fill in? The guys wouldn't hire somebody if they didn't
If they
think
didn't think, yeah,
they could
right.
fill the shoes. She is phenomenal. I like Rush. I don't love them. They're not my favorite, but I like them.
My pal Gina in Massachusetts says she knew all the lyrics to Stairway to Heaven by the time she was 8. She liked all them Beatles, Zeppelin, Santana, Three Dog Night. Mama told me not to come. Where in the world did
Horrible.
I go? What's that?
Very sad story about the singer of that band and a medical situation he had once
Oh, do
that
tell.
I heard him talk about. I,
Oh, you
I don't
can't?
know if I can tell.
Okay. It's probably best you don't.
doing male parts, and like I would cringe just telling the story.
Oh, no doubt.
Like,
Hey,
but
Bob,
I heard him tell it on another show.
we are cruising right now. We're cooking at a pretty good clip. I think it's time for us to cut things down for the
Yeah.
time being. But before I do, I have a surprise for you. And because this whole thing is new to me, I'm trying to figure out a way that we can be on the screen at the same time that this is playing, because I'd love to share this with you and with everybody. Bob, you remember this, don't you?
How's your whole family? How's your whole family? How's your whole family? How is your whole
we're there, Bob.
family?
How's
your whole? How's your whole family? How's your whole? How's your whole family? How's your whole? How's your whole family? How is your whole family? How's your dick? How's your dictation machine? How's your dick? How's your dictation machine? How's your dick? How's your dictation machine? How is your dictation machine? Take your pants down to the cleaners today. Take your pants down to the cleaners today. Take your pants down to the cleaners today. Take your pants down to the cleaners today.
Remember at this point, we used to have, I think it was Ernie the Target. Oh, killer.
Won't you do my ass? Won't you do his ass? Astrological chart. Won't you do my ass? Astrological chart. Won't you do my ass? Won't you do his ass? Astrological chart. Won't you do my astrological chart? Suck on a stiff cock. Stiff cock. Tail with me. Suck on a stiff cock. Stiff cock. Tail with me. Suck on a stiff cock. Stiff cock. Tail with me. Suck on a stiff cocktail with me.
Oh man, so it's B.O.B. from 95X in Syracuse.
Was that the song you ended with? Was it on a Friday?
Friday afternoon. Wait a second, let's finish this up right now.
Yeah.
How's your whole
Family, how's your whole?
How's that hole?
family?
How's your whole?
Family? How is your whole
Oh,
good
Bobby,
time.
Bobby. Thank you so much, brother.
Everybody watching could have been there with us, and that was really happening. You know, either in the listening audience or in the studio watching when you played it. That would have been amazing, right?
No doubt.
Yeah,
B.O.B.
such a good
from
memory.
95X in Syracuse. What are your hours? People can tune in online.
7 to midnight on Saturday and 2 to 7 on Sunday.
It is B.O.B. And I'm Scorch, and we thank you so much. We'll see you again next time on Scorch's PFG-TV. Thanks for checking things out.
It's been fun, man.
Peace, brother.